Here we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Hey everyone, and welcome to Trigger Happy Havoc Danganronpa. It's kind of weird how with the first game they just localized it in a way that like Danganronpa is like the subtitle, and then the games after they just like kept calling it Danganronpa something. Anyway. Whew. Yes. Okay. Time for more investigation. Because, we've got 2 dead people. Yufumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office, where he was discovered, to here, the repository. All the way from the 1st floor to the 3rd. And all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I can remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Wait? Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling something's different? Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office fears his body right now. That's it. His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that? And why? The only reason I could think of right now is so that he could see. But why would he need to see is the question. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Blue tarp has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Yay! Okay. Hina.
So,
Hey, Makoto? I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Oh, what is it? After Fumi's Taka's body disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura got stuck together.
but...
And we came right to the repository to, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. Listen, I know you're dead, but here, let me clean your glasses. Great. It was locked? We came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wondered the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There are too many aspects of the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then...
Would you like my help? Yes. Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor. Then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked She was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office, What's wrong?
I saw a shadow. Something's moving around at the top of the stairs.
Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Then, right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor.
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him. It's a strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Yeah!
Huh?
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi. He is in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celestina and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened. I remember what was weird. But at the same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovered... Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. Oh, was there a part where Makoto... I've been talking in Sakura's voice the entire time.
And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone.
Thank you, Britsune, for the auto host. Thank you so much. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both the missing bodies. And after some time,
Celeste told us she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. And there we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However,
looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. So what I remember finding strange was that the body discovery announcement played once when we found Hifumi, and at the same time, around the same time, they found Taka. Oh wow, my viewer count dropped from 11 to 2. Something is off. I was like, yeah, this stream's going nice. Anyway, I remember that the body discovery announcement played once again after Hifumi stopped talking, which seems to suggest that Hifumi was still alive while we found him. We found Hifumi, he was still alive, meanwhile Taka was already dead. Taka had been found. I think that first body discovery announcement was for Taka, and the second one was for Hifumi. I think, seeing as his glasses are wiped, he needed to see because he was moving himself. Thank you, Thomas Tiltrain, for the auto host. I think he was moving himself, so he had to see what was in front of him. So yeah, that's why. So... Oh, wait. I didn't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can only be locked from the inside of the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we had started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So that certain someone was already there? Oh, weren't we with the entire group before? Then that means that we were with all of us. So what if Hifumi went in here and closed the door? I don't know. Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? Oh, Hiro, of course. Hiro wasn't there. I don't see how anyone could think it otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died... Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words...
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kinda dumb. Do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. How did he disappear from the crime scene that easily, then? Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing two people?
What?
Because all the rule says is, if you killed someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on, perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we were friends. What's with the attitude?
But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. If he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? No, he's gonna have like fun with it himself. Probably look around here a little bit more. Of course, the hammers. Look at that. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall. Although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice Hammers have been designed using these as model? I think they were literally taken from this and like painted or like covered with something, like wrapped in like the thing. Coated. Either way, all the hammers have obviously seen a lot of use. They're covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all. It's so wet. I'm not German. But thanks, Fexes. How you doing? There we go. Oh, we haven't dropped any frames ever since the beginning. That's nice. Did someone wash it recently? Nice. There's still stuff to find. Aw, shit. Huh. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. You're trying to search for a job so you can buy a Nintendo Switch. You want to play a Zelda and Mario Rabbit game, do you know? If you need to buy those stupid SSD cards? No, if you get physical copies of the games, you don't need an SSD card. An SD card. Or micro SD. So yeah, you can just get the games in the store, and like the physical store. And you don't need it. So yeah. Try to save the SD card in the internal memory for like for download only games. And good luck on the job hunt. It's kind of awkward if you bend down. It's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? Oh ho 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 ho. And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. Yeah, it's used. What's the explanation for that? The body had been moved using the thing. There's some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found, and the equipment room where Taka was found. Okay, let's go. I think the Switch is mad cheap for console, but the games are kind of high demanding. If they aren't sold out still. I hope so too. I hope that you can still get them. I wonder which investigation theme we're gonna use in Danganronpa Survivor. Oh wait, the nurse's office is in here. I forgot. I walked right by it. Whoops. My vote is I'm voting for the Danganronpa 2 investigation theme. My second time playing this game. Well, it's not my first what am I saying? It's not my second playthrough. This is my first playthrough of the game.
Like, full.
Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind.
Hello?
What are you investigating, Celeste?
I'm not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you?
Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how somebody could have moved the Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh? You saw LP of both of the games. You never thought they would be PS4 games. Well, they're on PC too. I'm on PC.
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. She seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom.
When you got back, the body was gone?
It couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time?
Indeed.
It would seem so.
To carry off someone as big as Hifumi is... Someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything else than... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Refrigerator. I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions, I guess. Doesn't help me though, I'm not a vampire.
Haha!
Just a normal trash can. Huh? Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. It's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Oh, but it's also covered in blood.
Oh,
Oh, did you find something?
Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
huh?
A cleaning cloth.
And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. Who would need to do something like that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, me either, but I think it might be important.
It was Hifumi cleaning his own glasses, I think. Because it's a glasses cleaning cloth. Yes. Now let's go to where Taka was. Na na. Na 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 na. Na 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 do 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 do. All right, in here. Oh. Hello, Toko, or Genocide Jill, I should say, or Jack. The characters kind of keep saying Jack while she says Jill. Kind of weird.
There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository.
There was blood on its tire, yeah.
Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible.
Government Room Bloodstain has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the first floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get it up to the third floor. That's still a total mystery.
Are you enjoying the stream, Ari?
You're the only person in chat that isn't lurking right now, so
That's why.
or at least, well, has shown that they wanted to talk whenever
They had something to say.
Great. Justice Hammer 4. The weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here.
Okay.
This is Tarp. I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. And just recently, too. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away.
What?
You're very tired though. So this is kind of soothing to listen to. Nice. I'm glad about that.
I'm super pissed that I missed such an ultimately rare event.
Okay then. Yes. And where's Kyoko? Oh wait, I'm going. Ah, no, no, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, please, no. I want to get out. Yeah. Yeah. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you.
You have?
I want to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this very little game of us very interesting indeed. You should go to Hiro's room. Oh, and let me give you this.
This is the note Hiro wrote to get us all to meet up, right?
You remember well.
Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap.
What is it?
Things grow ever more exciting.
What are you talking about?
I've already repaid my debt, so I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
This year's message has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
So he said to go to Hiro's room, but
Let's go to Hiro's room. Oh, so that's gonna be the 4th floor.
you know what would be cool? In like games, if there's anything gated off,
Like to show you just a glimpse of what can be behind there, that would be cool. I haven't done things like that yet. In this game, it's constantly, well, you see stairs, but you don't know what's up there. With the second game, you also only see the bridge to another island. Like, it should only be a glimpse so that you can't really truly predict what it is gonna be. So that, like, the surprise is still there. Running into all the pillars. Perfect. Leon was here. Poor Leon.
the door is unlocked. Guess I can go outside. Byakuya did say to take a look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. This is Hiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right?
Wow. Okay. Interesting stuff, all this. How did he get all the stuff?
I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something and some things made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hiro's room. But wait, these blueprints. Something about them bothers me.
Huh. Oh, of course, reading hands. What's in there? Pretty grungy though. How does the bathroom even get this dirty?
It's a normal bed, pretty much just like the one in my room.
It's like, the only thing is it's like made of like cardboard.
Makoto, big news! Big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko! What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too!
The handwriting's different. That's a clever little detail. Ah, I didn't see that. I thought there was something like odd about like the way the arm was bent, but it was of course the handwriting.
Robo Justice? It's Hiro wearing the costume!
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor.
I think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time.
Anyway, I have to head to the pool. Kyoko! And
I mean,
Phew, man, I have had the worst day.
Hiro? Hiro?
huh? Oh, hey, Makoto.
Haha, yeah, duh. Who else would I be?
That's a good question.
Huh? What? Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati?
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me.
Hey, the Noob Incorporated! How you doing? It's been a while since I saw you last.
You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something?
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well,
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
it's nothing.
Never mind.
Robo Hero.
Hi, Pastel.
How you doing?
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
Oh, it's Will. Oh, right. Hi. The hero we don't deserve.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Pastel?
and?
First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean,
Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. One second I was asleep, I don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and then I was here.
I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
Well,
let me out of here!
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
Got it all wrong.
I didn't make the stupid freaking thing.
It would seem.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own.
So that means he wouldn't have been able to get it on his own either.
We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off.
Phew, free at last.
Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
So then.
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear the costume.
Wait, what? Oh, hold on a second.
Honestly.
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
Is that okay?
How did you know? How did you know? How did you know that the blueprints are in the room? Did you check between Byakuya checked it and me? I'm pretty sure Byakuya didn't tell anyone else. Of course, that's based on nothing, but you know, really good. You found out that you're going to visit your best friend for your birthday. Sweet. I got something cool too. I'm going to a Game Grumps live. Oh, you were going to say that. Yeah, how do you know that? Yeah. I've got something cool too. I'm gonna go to a Game Grumps live show in Amsterdam on October 6th. That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be?
Then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and ran around attacking everyone
That's terrible.
was Hiro. Okay, see you in a bit, Ari. So you tie him up and gag him.
Just the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else.
To tie me up?
Hold on, guys. I think it's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
What? Killed who? I have no idea who you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costumed attacker?
What the heck?
Oh, you know I'm the only one. Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on.
But there you go. Oh yeah. I'll cut my eyes on you. Poor Junko. I've played the second game, so.
That one. He could have worn it. Probably. My Kodo, my Eggy. What?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Ah.
Well, now you're out of excuses. No, I see. It's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, you go ahead.
Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces of the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See, I told you it was impossible. You're absolutely right. Since this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence?
You claim there's another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Here's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me?
What the heck?
No talking your way out of this one. You did it. Everyone knows it. She looks like she's lost in thought. I don't think she's in the mood to talk. I better leave her alone. It's looking more and more like it really was a setup.
Oh.
I suddenly did not expect Hiro and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where has Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea.
Then perhaps.
Perhaps she really is working for the mastermind. Well, that would explain her questionable behavior. But you're quite protective of her, yes? It's because she's helped me out so much up until now. If I was the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust.
What the heck?
If you don't all tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey Makoto, who was it?
Well, 2 people were killed, Taka and Ifumi.
What? 2 people?
Why are you freaking out? You did it!
I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed,
How about that?
that's it, I know who did it!
So then.
You may as well tell us then.
Taka and Ifumi were all fighting over alter ego, right?
I'm at least 30% right.
Which means alter ego and or Chihiro must have done it!
Correct.
I see, that's unfortunate.
Please.
Huh, unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us! Just admit that you did it, okay?
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so then.
I know, that note!
Note?
Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. Here's what it said. I found a hole, maybe we can use it to maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, and for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So.
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
Huh?
What? Really?
I told you! Someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape? Someone wrote all that to trick me.
Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you.
Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here! They deceived me!
I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it!
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note.
With pleasure, I have it right here in my, pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it.
Yeah, sure.
Please, you gotta believe me! I want her to fly!
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
What the heck? For serious?
Yes, the hero's account was added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
What the heck?
Why? Why did you kill him? Tell us, Hiro!
No, it's like I said!
Just the worst.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. He must be totally broken, that's why.
Wait, that's a false accusation! Someone help me!
What are you saying?
He must be. Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you.
Hiro hasn't done it.
You have time to yell and carry on. You have time to search for your evidence, right?
Oh, you're right! I need to look for the second suit in the note! Feet, don't fail me now!
I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Taka, Genocide Jack, to switch with me. If she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Oh, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto,
You have a second? I want you to help me with the investigation.
it would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up for some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
First, I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Yeah, bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
anyway,
You have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. What am I doing? Ifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
Monokuma was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was, it made me feel a little bit more comfortable.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did?
Hey,
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? He did?
whew,
Are you so oblivious to people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, you said you had a watch?
so then,
Take a look. It's broken. You see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had this encounter with this assailant. If you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after
That's
6?
right.
Last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken.
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting?
Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch.
It's almost 10 o'clock! You know that! Bedtime! Whew. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls!
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m.
Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning.
however,
And that's not all. Hold on. Didn't we like start looking at around 8 p.m. and didn't he like get killed while that was happening with the third hammer? Yeah. It was he was killed with a third hammer, I believe, right? Hey Sakuya, welcome to the stream. How you doing? So that must mean that he was killed before everything happened. That's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. It appears to be gripping something.
Detective Flint?
For sure.
You're right, there's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right?
Okay.
As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist.
A piece of paper?
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand?
Yeah, that's it.
Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, is it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, I need to talk to her again.
So did you find anything?
I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this.
Man, this game has nice music.
Yeah, it sure has. Yeah. I kind of like prefer the investigation tune from the second game, but this is pretty nice too.
that's right.
This is more relaxed. Ifumi had it hidden on him.
Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see.
In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It's just his pants, not like his socks or something.
I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up.
When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like... It better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note?
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. And Taka has a little quarter of that note. Little piece ripped off. Monokuma can't find out.
so
That sounds very familiar.
That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. He was telling us the truth.
Yeah, it was.
never.
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? That's like someone with a weird note. In a hole maybe we can use to escape. We're not gonna find out, so don't tell us for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on. Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning here. Some meaning to this part of it being ripped? Could you maybe explain a little more? Think carefully.
Hey.
Why do you have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then...
So what if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Hey.
Two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. The handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
Is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. It may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. I understand, I think. Because they had to go to the pool to get Hiro locked up. So a male person had to have to do that. That can be the only thing. So that if that is actually like the thing, if that is true, then that would suggest that one of the girls did it because they couldn't go through the doors. Okay. I'm actually like already like suspecting Celeste. Even though there was a really good chance that she would, even though it's very possible for her to have checked Hiro's room between Byakuya and me. Handbook may play a role. I don't think I understand. If Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. The thing is, it's weird though. She said she wasn't. Hold on. She did say she was looking for Hiro, so it could have been very possible that she checked his room. Yeah. Oh!
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school.
Case 3, I think I know the killer. Yeah, don't say it. Good. Good.
See you soon.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. If you do find me and murder me. No. You have to figure out the rest for yourself. Come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Okay. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there,
Monokuma appears!
Hello. He's multiplied?
Wrong.
No, not multiplication. It's just it just looks that way because it's an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one's the real Monokuma? What? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy.
You're not playing along. More like D-Kuma. Fucking mono D. Tree. Quattro.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay. Hey!
If everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train! Elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
It's Stereo Kuma. That's also a way to take it.
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hiro. You gotta pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already I didn't do it, for serious.
That reminds me, did you ever find us a costume of the notes?
Well, no, but...
How unfortunate. So it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusation for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin.
Influenza Kuma?
Murder mystery games.
Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. No, you don't. It's not the right time for it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone's who's still alive.
Yaburi's culprit is never the murderer, yeah. Unless it's Phoenix Wright half the time. Yeah, with the easier cases.
The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere.
With Phoenix Wright, it's usually like the first two cases in which it's like obvious, especially the first case, and they like literally show you. But like usually in like the third, fourth, and sometimes fifth case, it's a lot less clear who did it.
Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Don't rush me, or I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after the commercial break. I never hold on to you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
So the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception,
A deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial.
music here is very soft for some reason. I don't have any other skills collected. Oh, here. Neural liberation. I still have no idea how to use them. But whatever. I had the second game without it
Let's
too.
begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Hina, please.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Celeste. Don't.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprint for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer, or before anything else, I have to make that clear.
Oh boy, Makoto is really like surrounded by those signs.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
A deadly stream. I had missed that before. Sorry.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
No, it's wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he is not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
I think it was Hiro.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto.
I mean, that's clear as day. Oh, there. I went right past it.
There's still one more thing.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I can change her mind.
I don't know. I guess he wants to test us? Yes. Reloading. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements, but from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Just like locking on, you have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Please just remember that the X button now has a function along with the A and Y buttons. It will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. What?
You had it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You had it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Usually this
You're
was
asking
meant for the
proof that
final
dolly
moment.
moved. I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Geez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Okay, good. Yeah, I need you to get better at that.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
What am I doing? I meant not loading it onto it.
As we know,
Taka was, and from there.
Yeah, the then loaded it onto the dolly and...
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong!
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got it anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because...
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
Yeah, I can't get it off. Yeah.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
Good question.
Besides, do you remember what the now
You
deceased
took it.
Hifumi said?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
You guys enjoying the class trial so far?
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Nice.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
RJ. That stands for Robo Justice. And based on that, Hifumi quickly thought of the name Robo Justice.
As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi.
It's a little bit weird. It's really weird for him to so quickly think of the name Robo Justice. I feel like he was given the name beforehand, rather than actually given the name by Hifumi quickly.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow! Something moving around at the top of the stairs!
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor.
Robo just says Robo just is.
And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor. and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Yeah! What was that? That came from the downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups.
Once again, it's Celeste taking the lead with all of it.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
And in that time, Hifumi went further upstairs, I think.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating or Elvis or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that
Thanks.
about covers it.
I'm not doing any voices right now, though.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Oh, did I? Oh, whoops. I forgot. Na 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 non-stop debate.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last. Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
We're numbered, but were they really using that order?
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
What?
Shoot!
So, regarding Taka... I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with justice while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was
Killed with while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came... So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Dang it.
It's true
Oh.
that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came... So,
I wonder if he died before, perhaps it was after?
we already know what order they were killed in.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used.
There's
in
no
the same
contradiction
order as
there.
Their numbers.
But okay.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their
Yeah, I
actions.
thought so too.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
I got that proof. Hangman's Gambit. Yeah. What? I thought I pressed the button of like making them go away because they hurt me by default. Yes, I want to go do
I
another
refuse
shot.
to give up yet.
Yeah, give me my health back. Yeah. Aim. Okay. Oh yeah, no. Okay. Something was just weird. Accidentally shot the wrong thing.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock! Do you know that? But bad time for all the little boys and girls!
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he...
And that would be his official
Whoops.
time of death.
Yes, 6 o'clock.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
What was that? I came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi is in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, and played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up!
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing. Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
He couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? Oh. In that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That... it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? Yes, it is. You heard only one body discovery announcement.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so
Whoever
sure
wears
about
sweats has
that?
nothing to do with us.
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Yes.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that
Oh, come
is why
on!
the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he...
No, Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Break.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply
No,
got
there was a second
lazy
one
and
later.
rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Yes, exactly.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice. I got it!
Both bodies were
We
rediscovered.
heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Yes.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them discovered for the first time.
Whoops.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find him to show it to everyone.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Oh, I should have waited for the no notable difference.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found him, and then, while me and Celeste, his body
And the next
Okay,
time
that's
it was
really
in.
But when you compare his body before, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
There was.
No, that's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
Yeah.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Yup.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Exactly.
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Yep.
I got it!
I got it!
You're talking about the note
I got
Hifumi
it!
had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's
What?
Whoops.
In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Yes, his pants. Yep, that's what it says.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Me.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi,
Yes.
right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me. Okay then. Make your argument. There we go. Na 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 na.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok! Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
What?
Shoot!
I
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it
Dang
say
it.
to meet?
6 a.m. The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok! Huffy had the note. Then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
What? But it does.
Shoot!
Oh.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember what time did it...
6 a.m. The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Are you kidding me?
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy. But remember, what time did it? 6 a.m. The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Wrong button.
No, that's wrong. No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then
Oops.
the culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Okay, well, I'll show you. There we go.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Yup. Okay, you gotta go. See you later. We're gonna end in a little bit anyway, so.
A small piece of that note.
Oh, it's already 10 p.m., so I'm gonna have to stop.
There's only one way to explain it.
And that reason, and that way is shown in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye! Man, what a perfect cliffhanger. Jesus Christ.